So do you also wish to automatically create invoices in your Zoho Books account? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we are going to understand how to create Zoho Book invoice on Webflow form submission. So here I'm an owner of a business and I have created an order form using Webflow where I'm adding all the order details that I'm receiving. So here my objective is, as soon as I'm going to make a new form submission, then automatically using all the details, a new invoice should be created in my Zoho Books account for the same. So now here to automate the entire process, I need to connect my Webflow with my Zoho Books account using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So to see the working of this automation and to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how to automatically create Zoho Books invoice whenever a Webflow form is submitted. This integration will help you streamline invoicing, save time and ensure accurate billing without manual effort. Stay with me as I walk you through the step-by-step process. Okay, so as you all know that I run an online business and I use Webflow forms to record customer orders and service requests. So now instead of manually creating an invoice every time I receive an order, I want to streamline the process. So by automating this, I can simply fill out the order details in a Webflow form and an invoice is instantly generated in Zoho Books. This saves me time, eliminates manual work and ensures my customers receive accurate invoices without any delay. It helps me stay organized and focused more on growing my business rather than handling repetitive tasks. So now here I've already built an automation where I've connected my Webflow with my Zoho Books account using an automation software. And firstly, we are going to see the working of this amazing automation to see the working of this automation more clearly. So this is my Webflow that I've created and here you can see the form that I've already pre-filled with the data such as name, email, phone number, product name, product price and the quantity. So this is the order detail that I have received. So here I'm going to click on this submit and here my objective is, as soon as I'm going to submit this form, then automatically a new invoice for this customer should be created in my Zoho Books account. Okay, so here I'm going to click on the submit. And here you can see it says, thank you, your submission has been received. That means we have successfully made a form submission over here. So now let's go and check our Zoho Books. And from here, I'm going to click on this invoices. And here you can see we have successfully created a new invoice over here with the customer name dummy user. So I'm going to open it for you. And here you can see the invoice that we have successfully created with the names, invoice date. Here you can see the due date. Here you can see bill to, that is dummy user. Here you can see the item name. Here you can see the rate and the total over here. So with this, we have successfully seen the working of this amazing automation. Now here in this video, we are going to learn step by step that how you can create this amazing automation by simply connecting your Webflow with your Zoho Books account using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software and it connects all your favorite apps and makes them work together seamlessly. You can set it up to do things automatically like updating customer info across platforms or sending notifications when something important happens. It's really easy to use and saves you tons of time that you can spend on more important stuff. Okay, so here on my screen you can see Pabbly Connect's homepage and you can visit it by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect/ina/ in your browsers. And here you can see two options that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get free 100 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now here after signing in, you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to integrate my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. Now this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect and here to build my connection, I need to create a workflow first. So for that, here I'm going to click on this create workflow button given on the top right corner. Now here in this create workflow dialog box, I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as create Zoho Books invoice on Webflow form submission. And now here after giving a name to my workflow, it is asking me to select the folder. So here in the left side corner of this dashboard, you can see a folder section under which you can see the multiple folders that I've created with different names to save my workflows accordingly. So here in this particular case, I'm going to select my folder as automations. You can select the folder as per your need. Also, you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now here to learn how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect, you have to click on this Learn More hyperlink given over here. And by clicking on this, it will take you to a forum window where you can see all the instructions to how to create a new folder inside Pabbly Connect. So now moving back to my Pabbly's dashboard, and now here to create a new workflow, I'm going to click on this create button given over here. Now here in this workflow window, you can see we have successfully created a workflow, and here on my screen you can see the two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin our automation by simply setting up a trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as Webflow, as I'm receiving new order form submissions through Webflow. So Webflow is a website builder that lets you design, build and launch fully responsive websites without needing to write code. So here in my Webflow trigger step, I'm going to select my trigger event as form submitted, so that whenever a form is submitted through my Webflow, then automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response, or you can say automatically this entire workflow is going to get triggered. And now here to connect my Webflow with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Webflow account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, it is asking me to enter the API token. So here, following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my Webflow account, and from here I'm going to click on the site settings given over here. And now here under the site settings, you can see in the left side bar, we have received the option for apps and integration. So I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to scroll a little down, and here you can see an option of API access over here. So now here I'm going to generate a new API token. Here I'm going to give a name to my token, that is new order. And then here for the permission, I'm going to grant every permission to Pabbly Connect, as your data is secured with Pabbly, but you can grant the permissions as per your need. So here I'm going to select every permission, and now here after adding all the permissions, I'm going to click on this generate token, and here you can see we have received the API token. So I'm going to copy it, moving back to Pabbly's workflow, and here I'm going to paste the API token. Now here after entering the API token, I'm going to click on the save given over here. And here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to enter the site ID. So here in the site ID field, I need to select the site that I've created using Webflow for this particular automation. So here by clicking on this drop down menu, you can see the site ID available. So here I've created a single site. That's why I'm going to select it only. And now after selecting the site ID, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see as it is waiting for response. That means here to receive a response, we need to do a test submission. And to do a test submission, we need to generate a test response in our Webflow form. So for that, let me take you back to my form. Here I'm going to refresh it. So this is my form, and now here I'm going to enter some dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the name, I'm going to enter the name as test user and the email as testuser@pabblytudes.com. Here for the mobile number, I'm going to enter a random mobile number. Here for the product name, I'm going to enter the name as same, that is GGCam. And here for the product price, I'm going to enter the price as 1000. And here for the quantity, I'm going to add the quantity as 1. And now here after entering all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit given over here. And here you can see it says, thank you, your submission has been received. So now let's go and check our Pabbly's workflow. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the trigger type. Here you can see the submitted ads. Scrolling little down, here you can see some other details as well, such as the quantity. Here you can see the price. Here you can see the product name, customer name, mobile number. Here you can see the email address. So with this, we have successfully set up our trigger over here. So once we have received a new form submission through our Webflow, or you can say once we have received a new order detail through Webflow, then automatically I want to create an invoice for the same order. So now here, before creating the invoice in my Zoho Books account, I need to add that person as a customer in my Zoho Books account. So for that, what I need to do is that I need to connect my Zoho Books account with Pabbly Connect in this action step given over here. So here in this action step, I'm going to select my action application as Zoho Books. So, Zoho Books is an easy to use accounting software that helps businesses manage their finances. It lets you track income, expenses, invoices, and taxes all in one place. So, here in my Zoho Books action step, I'm going to select my action event as create a contact. So, this time I'm going to create a contact first because I want to add that person as a new customer in my Zoho Books account so that I can create the invoices further. So, here I'm going to select this particular action event, and now here to connect my Zoho Books with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Again, here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your Zoho Books account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this connect with Zoho Books. And then here to build a connection, it is asking me to enter the domain name. So it says enter your Zoho Books account domain name here. So now here to get this domain name, let me take you to my Zoho Books account. And here in the path URL, you can see my domain, that is zoho.com. So moving back to Pabbly's workflow, and here I'm going to copy this domain. And then I'm going to paste it over here. And then I'm going to click on the save given over here. And now here it is requesting for the access. So here I'm going to give access to Pabbly Connect as your data is secured with Pabbly. Authorization successful. So here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to select the organization of my account. So here I have two organizations. So here I'm going to select my organization as Papson over here, because I want to create the new contact and invoices in this particular organization. And then here for the contact type, I'm going to select my contact type as customer. And then it is asking me for the customer subtype. So for that, I'm going to select individual. And then here it is asking me to select the language code. So here for the language code, I'm going to select English, scrolling little down. Is portal enabled? False. And then here it is asking me for the currency ID. So here for the currency ID, I'm going to select Indian rupee, scrolling little down. Here this payment terms and labels are not a required field, so here I'm going to leave them blank. But if you want to add any other detail, then you can do it as per your need. And then here it is asking me to enter the contact name. So now here, instead of entering the contact name manually, here I'm going to map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I'm going to map the data from the response that I've received in my trigger step. Mapping makes a text dynamic so that whenever we are going to receive new response through our Webflow, then automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So I'm going to map the name. So for that, I'm going to search for the name. So this is our name. So I'm going to map it over here. Moving forward, here this company name is not a required field. So again, I'm going to leave it blank. Scrolling little down, all these fields are not a required field. So here I'm going to leave it. Here for the email, I'm going to map the email. Here for the phone number, I'm going to map the phone number. So this is the phone number, scrolling little down. Again, these fields are not a required field. So here I'm going to leave all of them blank. So I'm going to scroll it little down. Here these fields are not a required field. So here I'm not going to make any changes over here. And then here it is asking me is textable. So here I don't want to add any text. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ignore this field by simply turning on this map button. And then I'm going to remove this value from here. And that's it. So here this field is going to be an ignored field. So here I'm going to scroll it little down. Again, these fields are not a required field. And now here, after entering all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the message as the contact has been added. That means we have successfully created a new contact, or you can say a new customer in our Zoho Books account for the new response received through our Webflow. So now let's go and check it. Here I'm going to refresh it. And here you can see we have successfully created a new customer over here with the name test user. You can see the email ID and the phone number. So with this, we have successfully set up this action step as well. Now after creating a customer in our Zoho Books account, I want to generate an invoice for the same customer. So for that, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add an action step over here. And again here in this action step, I'm going to select my action application as Zoho Books. And now here after selecting the application, I'm going to select my action event as create sales invoice. So that after creating a customer, automatically an invoice should be generated for that particular customer in my Zoho Books account. And now again here to connect my Zoho Books with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. This time to build this connection, I'm going to select existing connection because here I've already connected my Zoho Books account with Pabbly Connect in my previous action step. So here I've selected my existing connection and then I'm going to click on the save given over here. And here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and then here it is asking me to select the organization. So again here I'm going to select my organization as Papson because I want to create the invoice in the same organization. And now after selecting my organization, you can see it is asking me to select the customer. So here instead of selecting the customer, I'm going to map this customer over here. So it says select customer or map customer ID. So I'm going to map the customer ID. So now here to map the customer ID, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to turn on this map button from here, and then I'm going to remove this customer ID from here, and then I'm going to refresh the fields. And then here I'm going to map the customer ID from the response that we have received in our previous action step of Zoho Books. So this is a contact ID. So I'm going to map it over here. And with this, we have successfully mapped the customer ID over here. So I'm going to scroll a little down. Again, these fields are not a required field. So I'm going to leave all of these fields blank. But if you want to add any other detail, then you can do it as per your need. And then here it is asking me for the exchange rate. So here I'm going to select exchange rate as 1 over here, scrolling a little down. Again, these fields are not a required field. And now here it is asking me for the line item name. So here for the item name, I need to map the product name. So here I'm going to search for the product name over here. So this is my product name, so I'm going to map it over here, scrolling a little down. Again, this description is not a required field, so here I'm going to leave it blank. Here for the rate, I'm going to select the rate. So this is the rate, so I'm going to select it. Here for the quantity, I'm going to select the quantity. So this is the quantity, scrolling a little down. Again, these fields are not a required field, so here I'm going to leave them blank. But now if you want to add any other detail, then you can do it as per your need. And now after entering all the required details, I'm going to click on the save and send test request given over here. And here you can see we have received a successful response where we have received the message as the invoice has been created. That means we have successfully created a new invoice for the new order details received through our Webflow, or you can say for the new customer that we have just created in our Zoho Books account. Okay, so now let's go and check our Zoho Books account. And here I'm going to click on this invoices. And here you can see we have successfully created a new invoice with the customer name test user. So here I'm going to open it for you. And here you can see the invoice that has been generated for the bill to is test user. Here you can see the item name, here you can see the quantity, here you can see the rate and the total over here. So with this, we have successfully set up our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken our trigger as Webflow and our action as Zoho Books twice. So that whenever I'm going to add the new order details through my Webflow, then automatically using that details, a new customer is going to be created in my Zoho Books account first. And after that, automatically a new invoice is going to be generated for that customer in my Zoho Books account. Okay, so these were the steps to how to create Zoho Books invoice on Webflow form submission. I hope these steps were clear to you. Now if you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the clone link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. So now if you have any doubt, then you can email us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any query, then you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can simply visit our website, that is www.pabbly.com. So now if you liked our video, then please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.